Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Don't Be Fluke Fridays on YouTube. We out here. Who knew? Not me. I just get told and, I get downloads and information given to me, implanted in me. And I try to be an obedient servant. I try to follow the direction of the leader. So this video right here, what we're going to talk about is change and growth, right? We had the Don't Be Fluke, the short video on Instagram, and I just felt in my heart when I was working on that video or that little bit of information. I had a page full of notes and talking points that I never got a chance to go to. So I wanted to expound on that video. It started with me saying that progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. George Bernard Shaw said that. Here's another quote on change or growth. It says, growth is painful. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. N.R. Narayana Murthy. So those two, out of all of the growth and change, those two really stuck with me. Because as children, right? When you're growing and your limbs are extending out and expanding and you're growing taller, you're growing up towards the sun, right? They say it hurts sometimes because those are growing pains. The part that they don't tell you is them Jones ain't just in your body. Like, growth in every aspect of it. 9 times out of 10, there are going to be some pains. There are going to be some bumps and bruises. There's some lumps out here, as Les Bless says. There's some lumps out here for everybody, right? They can't be avoided. So I'm just challenging you and honestly trying to give you all of my willpower that I have, if we could share it, right? To just try. Just get outside of your box. Like, just try to change. There are certain things that you've been struggling with, certain things that you wanted to let go of or that you wanted to get better with, that you never really, you let your mind take you out of it. I'm imploring you, please stop doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That is 100% the definition of insanity, and you're not insane. You're just a little scared. You have fear, but my grandfather taught me at a very young age that fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. That means it is a concept that we create in our own minds. There's no fear other than what you decide that you want to be afraid of. I am not a bugs person. If you know me, right? I ain't messing with no bugs. No one ever told me that I had to be afraid of bugs. Bugs haven't necessarily done anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't assaulted me necessarily, but I know that they have the power to. So I don't want them around. And I became fearful. We oftentimes do that with the things that we say we want, with our dreams, with our goals, with our desires. We let the fear set in and we never grow. We never try. And I'm telling you that change is going to happen one way or the other, voluntarily or involuntarily. You are not created to stay the same, to stay in the same place, to do the same things, to think the same, to eat the same, to live the same way, right? We're not supposed to be the same person that we were at 18, at 28. We definitely not supposed to be the same person at 30 that we are at 40, all right? And whether we want to change, whether we're in control of our changes or not, the changes are going to happen. That's when the pains come in, right? That's when it goes from just hurting, little growth itch to full-blown pain. You can fight it and try to avoid it, but eventually you're going to grow and you're going to be stretched and you're going to be stretched and it's going to hurt. We have a bigger family, right? Say you started and it was just you, and now you got a significant other, and then y'all got kids, and it went from a family of 2 to a family of 4. That means our housing situation has to change. That means our budget should change because now we got more mouths to feed. Things are going to change. You have no choice, right? As those things are happening, you could either change ahead of the time, you could see it coming, you could go start that business, or you can go get that job, or you could go request more hours to bring more money in to try to be prepared. Or you could wait until after the fact when life has its grips on you and you ain't got a choice but to change. And that's when the past due notices come, because we're not prepared. That's when the eviction notices come, because we're not prepared. So change is going to happen. I'm imploring you to change when you feel it, right? I'm a firm believer that God speaks to people. I'm a firm believer that God tells you what you need to be doing next. He places it in your heart. It is your responsibility to be an obedient servant, to hear it and then to go with it, right? Those growing pains hurt when we don't accept the basic callings that have been placed on our lives. That's when those pains come. That's when it hurts. Avoiding the pain or just wanting to grow. With that, you get to become the creator of your own destiny, right? You have all power within your hand. The most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most powerful thing you have on you is your mind. If you could train your mind to do it, you can achieve anything, right? They told us a whole bunch of stuff in school. The one thing that they told us that I know now is 100% true is that whatever you can believe, you can achieve, right? If you think it, you can do it. There's no job, there's no anything that's too big for you. As long as you believe and you become the creator of your own destiny. Like, to do that, you need to get centered. If you're too high or you're too low, you need to figure out what brings you together, right? For me, yoga works. Definitely taking time out to try to meditate, to talk to the creator, to talk to the person that I believe in, gave me life, right? That helps. Sometimes reading, sometimes literally just sitting and watching Netflix for an hour helps me. But if I'm too high or I'm too low, or you're too high or you're too low, you need to balance yourself out, right? It's hard to do things, to achieve certain things when all of your energy is all the way up or it's all the way down. It don't work like that. You need to be centered so you can think clearly. And what works for certain people won't work for everybody. So this is when you have to look inside of you, be transparent with yourself, and figure out what makes me happy, what takes this energy away, what makes me feel good, right? I'm a nature person. Y'all done seen me on a nature trail. I'm trying to go to a waterfall this weekend. Like, figure out the things that help you get centered. And then once you get centered and your energy feels good, you got to figure out how to protect it, which means, again, sorry, but you got to look within. You have to be transparent about things, people, places that sit well with you, that serve you well. And in those places, those people or those things that after you're done, you just feel drained or out of it, or you have that negative energy and you can't shake it, all right? You need to be aware of your surroundings and your people, and you need to protect that energy. Because once it's down, like, world, especially for me, because I'm a tourist, once I ain't got no energy, once y'all done drained me, I ain't got nothing to give but dark stuff, right? And it comes out rude and it comes out sarcastic, and my energy must be centered and balanced and protected at all times, or I am not the person you want to be around. I learned that about me. I'm learning to protect my energies. I'm still figuring it out, because I realize that I'm more sensitive to energies than a lot of people. So for me, as I'm figuring this out on this journey of life, I'm kind of staying away right now and taking things, places, and people in small doses until I realize how to handle the energies and how to dispel of them if I don't need them, or to take more in if I do. I'm learning more about me. Growth, right? Always growing, always, even when I'm being a jerk. I'm still growing because I'm still learning about me, and I'm still trying to evolve and change things. I'm sorry, y'all. I am not used to being on camera, so you seeing my vanity right now. All right. Trust your gut, trust your instincts. Like I said, I believe that God speaks to us in downloads. I believe that he leaves something in our spirit at all times. You know, when you be like, man, something told me, that wasn't something. That was the creator. That's the person that gives you the thoughts, man. Like something, that's the spirit. Trust it. Listen. Set up in your mind that when your gut or the spirit or God or whatever you call it, right? When that thing start pulling at you and it won't let you go, say, you know what? I'm going to listen and I'm going to follow through. And beyond that, I'm going to give it 100% buy-in, because if it's this deep in my spirit and it keeps tugging at me and poking at me, right? It must be for me. So I'm gonna buy in 100. I'm gonna buy in 100%. You gotta buy in completely and wholeheartedly. I'm telling you, man, it hurt. And even with me feeling like I'm ahead of the curve and I'm trying to entice the change or ignite the change, man, this young still got some pains. I'm finally starting to see the sunlight. But I did these things and I fought some of them. And then when I started to let go and truly like buy in, it's all happening. Everything that I had been thinking about, everything that I had seen in my dreams, everything I felt in my heart. I wanted to be a life coach, y'all. Just yesterday, I got my first payment as a life coach. I am official out here. Like, that went from something that was in my heart, that I figured out how to take this passion for people in my heart, how to formulate it into what I want. There is a power in words. Because then once I started speaking it, and I didn't let it go, right? That thing became real. You got all power in your hands. You can change. You could be whoever you want to be. And when I'm saying this, I'm not just saying it to you. I need to hear it again, apparently, too. Don't force the change. Be patient and give yourself grace. If you're anything like me, I'm an overachiever. Thanks, Mom. Nah, I'm an overachiever. I am the same personality type as Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey. There's only 2% of us out here in this world. We're different. Yeah, I'm learning about cognitive theories and behaviors and stuff too, y'all. So I'll be adding some of that information in these videos. But I oftentimes, because I'm an overachiever, right? Former college athlete, college coach, all that, right? Basketball development coach, life coach, just a coach. I'm used to not just being there, but excelling and going over and beyond. And if I fall short of the goal, like, I am my own worst critic. So what I'm imploring and asking and begging of y'all, give yourselves some grace, because I don't. I'm still learning and I'm still working on that. And in doing that, I realize because I don't give myself grace, it's hard for me to give grace to the people, i.e. my mister, right? It's harder for me to give grace to him because I hold both of us to that high standard and we both need grace. I could give it to others. I can't give it to myself or my mister. And I'm working on that, y'all. I am flawed. I am working on it. But be patient. Don't rush the process. Enjoy the journey, right? We simply are journeying through life, living this one to the fullest potential until it's over, and praying that, you know, what's next, the next part of this journey, that we're prepared for and we've done well while we were here. And I'm gonna finish soon. We at 13 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep these jumps to 15. I don't want to keep y'all too long. Document the journey. I don't know who's listening, but me as an indigenous person, as a melanated person, one of the hardest things for us to do in our families because of slave trade and all those things is to find out who we were or where we come from, all right? I'm imploring all of y'all, document your journey. This ain't just for you. You document it for you because you need to be able to look back, whether it's a video, a voice memo, notebooks. I got stuff everywhere, y'all. Everywhere. I got my thoughts in the journey and everything. I'm begging y'all, write it down. One, you're going to need to go back through it so that you can really appreciate and see where you've come from. A lot of times, my grandmother says it a lot, you can't see it while you're in it. So the goal is to have vision and sight so that you can see it while you're in it. But until then, you want to document so you could go back and research and read and be thankful and grateful for where you were, where you are, and you can see the steps you've taken so that you can help the next person. But more than that, it's for the next generations. The things that we are doing are not for us. We want to live a good life, but we all want to leave a legacy behind it after we're gone, right? Document your journey because your journey will be your great-great-great-grandchild's journey. They might need to hear what you went through so that they could figure out what's next. But if you are a melanated person, please don't leave the next generation out here with nothing to look down on, nothing to read back, nothing to look back on, no connections. One of the reasons I'm on this journey is because it started with me just wanting to know who I am and where I come from. So that is the video on growing growing, change, evolve. Thank you for following on Instagram. My page is at the bottom of this video. You see me pointing. It's only the second video, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to edit. But follow me on Instagram, engage with me. If there are any questions about anything, don't forget that I do life coaching, one-on-one life coaching sessions, small group sessions. Just reach out to me, comment below, tell me what you think about this video, what paths you've been on for growth, what you're looking for in the next steps of your journey. With that being said, y'all have a great day. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.